You wanna know what I just did? I just filmed this whole video, then I realised I forgot to use my microphone. I love that. One thing that I seem to be known for online, and using the word known in the loosest way I possibly can, is that I have journals, more specifically 4 of them. I'm currently on journal number 4, which I started a couple of days ago, and I post pictures of my journal entries on various social media. This has generated a couple of people to ask me questions about them, so I have combined some frequently asked questions with some questions you guys sent me on Twitter and Tumblr to make a neat little list that I'm going to go through. I'm going to try and get through it as quickly as I can because I don't want this video to be 7 months long, so let's go. Question number 1 is the most common one I ever get, and it is, what materials do you use? The journal that I use is a Moleskine journal. I don't know whether to call it A4 or A5 because it's kind of like a weird in the middle of the two. I use ones with just plain paper, but they also do ones that have lines and have squares, so it's really up to you which one you want. I get these from my local art shop for about £4, so not expensive at all. As for the pens that I use, I have so many different types of pens that I use. Too many. However, the main ones that I use are these Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I started off with these 2 sets, which were from the manga collection. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I'm calling it. And then I've also bought the individual pens just because I like them. Altogether, I think I have about 10 of these pens now. They were also not too expensive. I think the set is about £7. And then the pens individually are just over £1. And they are India ink, which is the stuff people use for stick and pokes, right? So I could technically tattoo myself with these pens, right? I mean, I'm not going to because that's an awful idea, but I appreciate having the option. How often do you journal? It really depends on the type of year. At the moment I'm doing my A-level exams, so I really haven't been able to journal a lot, whereas during the summer I have so much free time and I can get through 4 journal pages a day very easily. I try and journal every day because if I don't, I do feel a little bit heavy and a little bit sticky. I know that sounds dumb, but it's true. The goal is every day. That doesn't always get achieved, but I try and do it every day. How did you start journaling? One day last July, my mum handed me a Moleskine notebook which she had lying around, and I just started writing. That's literally it. It's the most boring origin story of anything ever. What inspires you? My journal is literally just a collection of stuff I like and stuff that I think. So it's got words, it's got poems, it's got song lyrics, it's got photographs, it's got drawings, it's got magazine cutouts, it's got so much crap in it. I find inspiration in my friends and my family and my head. Is it worth spending money on expensive pens? All of the materials that I use are not high-end, expensive artist stuff. They are pretty middle ground, not too expensive, but also not dirt cheap stuff. So no, you really don't have to go and spend hundreds of pounds on felt tip pens, which are kind of going to give you the same end result as pens that you can get for a £5 from your local craft shop. Do you find it therapeutic? Journaling for me is the most cathartic thing that I can do. It's the most cathartic thing that I have at my disposal, so yes, I find it very therapeutic. I find it so relaxing and so cleansing to be able to take all of the words buzzing around in my head and put them on paper, because then they are like a physical thing that I can hold. And that makes it a lot easier to control them. What do you do when pages go wrong? Fun fact, I actually started my newest journal upside down by accident and didn't realise. But I just kind of went with it because I already had done 1 whole page and I was like, I don't want to start again with a new one, so I'm just gonna fucking figure it out. What I ended up doing was sticking this magazine page on this because there's like a folder bit here, which is obviously usually at the back. And that looked really ugly. So I just covered that up, and then the only way you can really tell is this little Moleskine logo at the top here, which is upside down. But people aren't going to look at that, right? I guess my answer to that question is I just go with it and try and figure out a way of making it nice. Can you read out your favourite page of writing? I can do that. I need to find it first. Okay, Okay, I guess I like this one. You're in the rain that makes the air sticky and my brain sad. You're in the way I talk and the things that make me laugh, and every now and then I catch myself finding something funny that you found funny, or I realise that there's many parts of my personality that you put there. You put me together as I was falling apart, so of course, fragments of you got caught up in the mess. Sometimes I turn around and catch the smell of you, and I want to hate you because you don't miss me, but I can still taste you on my tongue, and it's hard to hate someone who surrounds you. Oh man, I'm such a pretentious asshole. You don't need to comment saying it, because I know. I'm fully aware. How do you get over the fear of ruining notebooks / how do I make good art? There is no such thing as ruining a notebook, and there is no such thing as making good art. Art is just art, and scribbles are just scribbles. Yes, you might create something that you're not so happy with, and you might compare yourself to other artists and think, oh, why can't I make stuff like they make stuff? But the important thing is that you're making stuff. That's the ultimate goal of creating anything, is to bring something into the world that previously wasn't there. I guess my ultimate answer to this question is just don't care. Just learn to not care if you make a page that you don't like. Move on, turn over the page, and then it's gone, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. How long does it usually take you to do a page? The spreads that you are seeing right now can take me up to 2 or 3 hours because there's a lot of process that goes into them, and I have to kind of plan out where I want stuff on the page to be. Whereas the pages that you're seeing now, which are a lot more writing heavy than art heavy, can take me a couple of minutes, maybe half an hour. That is all the questions that I had to answer. If you have any more specific ones, please send them to my Twitter or my Tumblr, because they tend to get lost in the YouTube section. I'm going to leave you with a fact about otters, in that they hold hands when they sleep, so that they don't float away from each other.